What is up, you beautiful people around the globe, and welcome to today's semi-live stream. And yeah, guys, I'll be honest about it. My internet works really well, and I have no issues with it. I just don't like the YouTube algorithm at all, purely because it's weird how I can upload this type of music videos or actually content from other people. I will get most likely a copy claim or anything like that, so I cannot monetize my videos, and that's fine. And guys, in all honesty, I don't make any money off most of my videos. So if you do want to support the channel, come check out the Patreon. I'll put a link in the chat. But it's weird how I cannot live stream the content, but I can upload the content. It's a really weird mess. But I'll be honest, that is what I need to live with. And for that, we're going to do these semi-live streams. And today, I'm actually super excited to actually have a look at Bad Love with Key and the behind the scenes. I'm super really excited actually to see what the video is made of from behind the scenes. I've seen a lot of comments, I've seen a lot of posts, a lot of people are telling me to go have a look, go have a look, go have a look. I know, guys, it has been online for approximately a few days, but all I can say is that I saw that was 40 minutes long. It's quite long compared to other behind the scenes, and because of that, I want to actually take my time, do a semi live stream that we're doing now, talk to you guys in the chat. So I'm going to be there or there. I don't know where the chat is going to be. It doesn't even matter. But hey, what is up, guys? And today we are going to be looking at behind the scenes with Bad Love and Key. And I am already excited for it. And the main reason why I'm excited for it is because, hey, the song is good. The MV is good. I love the 80s vibe. That synth wave is really nice. Reminds me a little bit of what The Weeknd was trying to do as well, bringing back the good old sounds. And I'm happy that you have artists like this that don't always try to recreate the wheel. They try to see what wheel they have and they try to make a sound out of it. And I would say let's not waste any more time, and let's jump into the MV. And I'm going to do this unedited. This is going to be like a live stream because I did plan to do this live stream, but a lot of you guys have not or are just not interested in going to Twitch, and that's fine. I get that. So I'm going to do the compromise. We're going to do it like this. And if you have anything that stands out in the video or you want to say something, put it in the chat. Let's all just talk together and have a good time there. It's fun to talk to you guys because I want to motivate people to just say what's in their head without that fear of not saying it, because it's just fun to talk about things. And yeah, sometimes people can say stupid things, but stupid things can still be interesting, because you're like, oh, I really never thought it from that perspective. And here we don't have haters, we only have lovers. So I would say let's jump into the video and see what this video is actually made out of. I'm super excited. Let me actually have a look to see if everything is set up correctly, because the screen just went everywhere. And I would say let's just jump into it and see what this MV has to hold. I'm really excited. I'm even nervous to press the play button because it's been a long time since I'm going to look at a behind the scenes. I think the last one was with Tent and Paint My Body Naked, or Paint Me Naked. That was a really good behind the scenes. So let's see if this can top it or not and see how this looks like. That's weird that they have someone in English saying 1, 2, 3. That was already a little bit of an interesting point there. Oh, lovely. You can really see that, the more I look at these behind the scenes, you can literally see they're working with the same production houses because the equipment is always going to be the same. You're always going to see a crane. You're always going to see this L bracket, or however you want to call it, with a camera on top of it. But it looks good. Once you have the equipment, you can just go ahead and start your own productions. And if anyone out there looking at this premiere, you're thinking about buying any type of equipment, buy little bits and pieces, and over time you'll have yourself a good set of gear. That's how I started, and it just helps you out. Maybe you start off with a camera, then you're going to buy a light, then you're going to buy microphones, and you need to just buy a little bit of quality so you can use it a bit of a longer period of time than just a week before it breaks. But it's a fun way to build up your set. And that's, you can also see it, of course, with a production house. They gradually just build and bought all the equipment they need, and once they have it, they don't have to replace it. It's really a cool method of just growing a business if you want to. Dovasta. Cut. That was awesome. What I want to say, someone already corrected me on that, and that was with the red and Key, and I compared it to Taman. I will be honest there and say that was a mistake. Taman didn't wear red. He wears different types of colors. But what I want to say is that it just is nice to see a main character stand out a little bit different from the rest, because sometimes I see MVs and I'm like, everyone just looks a bit too similar, where I'm like, you cannot differentiate the dancers from the rest of the people or the extras or the background. I think you need to be that one popping out from the background, or else it doesn't really add anything to it. You know, if you want to feel special on camera, or you want to make something feel special on the camera, it has to stand out. You can't just let it sit there and pretend it's part of the background. It doesn't really work, especially if you're working with someone like Key. Really cool. Do you guys see that actually? The way, let's go back there a little bit. I cannot find it. But you can see how they basically film this. You know, it's sequence by sequence by sequence. You don't have Key just doing everything in one go. It's all cutly nice together. And yeah, it just gives everyone a bit of time to relax again, focus purely on the next scene. And that's how you keep everyone focused. I love these lights. I found out that these beams, I found a company that started making them. They're quite expensive, but slowly you have more and more companies trying to copy these beams, these light beams, and they are great lights. I'll be honest, I really still want to pick a few up, but when I saw them for the price, a little bit of a fun fact, I saw this, and this is like a 1.5 meter beam. It's going to cost you around $1,000, at least from the original makers who started making them. Slowly you can find them much cheaper. I found them now for 300, so I might add one or two to my collection, because I think they're great and they're very usable, because they just light up the subject really nice from, you know, not just from one area or one point of the head, or for example, it just lights up the entire body or the entire length of the light, which is just fantastic. Yeah, Key. I like that. This is what you call cool. When you just have someone, you know, he's saying, okay, who jumped in front of me? Can you just do it a little bit higher? I like that. Key, you're taking control of your project. Awesome.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you must. I am Key, and therefore you must. But I like that. I like the motivating factor. And it's always important that when you go on set, allow people to review the footage, because you might have other people who say, I can do that better. Can we do that again? And if it's a yes, then we do it, because you want the best for your production. You just don't want the middle point. You want the best of the best. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's impressive, though. Like, I didn't even know that they just went with it, you know? Like, I thought it was going to be like, okay, a go, or normally, you know, you have this clap, you know, to say it's going to start. But here it just went from ready, ready, and then it just started. That's amazing. Music, and it just literally within a split second, we're really talking about not even a second, it just went from ready, music. And then it just starts immediately. There wasn't even time to prepare mentally for it, so you had to be ready on the go. And that's really impressive. Interesting to note here, and let's go back a little bit. I might be a little bit wrong here, but do you see how we have this camera on the, what do you call it, the arm that moves around from left to right? So basically this shot here, but you can see the rest of the group still looking in one direction. I'm wondering if there is another camera there, because it's a very low shot, meaning most likely it didn't even pick up this camera moving, but there's another camera picking up again something from the front. And I think that's fine. If you can use multiple cameras on a set, it just saves you a lot of time, because you don't have to shoot again and again and again with multiple angles. You can just film this all in one go. So that's awesome, you know, being effective. You can also see them looking at that one camera or subject. Nice. Very nice. And also the movement itself, the choreography where I don't know what it was, like a C or something. It's just a very nice movement where you can cut into the next scene. It's a very simple movement to follow up with. So whoever did the choreography also understood that the choreography has to be able to cut itself into pieces so it's easy to follow from step to step.
나 플레이백 하기 너무 부끄러운데.
You can just see how exhausted he is from literally, like, what is it, 10 seconds, 15 seconds of dance. You know, you have to give a hats off to these guys, especially when it goes on set, in live performance. They do the dancing, they do this, they do that, all live for what, 1-2 hours on a go. That's really impressive.
화면이 한 68,000대 보면 나와요.
Really cool shoes, by the way. I think they're Air Jordans, no? Very nice. Really feels... You can really feel the aesthetics that they're trying to pull off here is that they don't want to introduce anything new to the old school vibe. I mean, we have the confetti, which was used in the 80s. We see these little sparklers. They were there in the 80s as well. I mean, not the machines, but, more or less the same effects were there. Very nice. And it's also all just real elements, and it feels like an explosion. It feels like the emotions put into camera or to capture the emotions. It just feels great, and I'm a little bit just quiet, it just looks good. And also just to see this element as well, but I just want to see, it's just nice to see when you have someone who wants to take control of a project and execute it one time correctly. And this is that person, that is key. He's highly motivated to work on his thing alone, and it makes him happy. Now, this is another part that I thought was great. And again, I cannot say if this is a shiny thing, but I can say that Taemin also has that unique feeling as if he uses the choreography or the choreographers to extend his body. Because if you look at Key here, for example, you can just see the people are not really people anymore. It seems as if they all became part of Key and his movements. And I love that idea. I love the idea of extending a body without adding anything to it. You just allow other people to become part of someone. It's a very nice... I don't want to say it's something nice to capture, but I do want to say it's something very nice to experience, especially as a choreographer, because when you look at back on screen, it looks really, really nice. I mean, just look at this. Just great. Wait, I want to look at those shoes. What was he wearing? Were those LV? Damn, nice. One sec. Now we can look at some sets. So I was talking to one of my colleagues, and well, he's not my colleague anymore. He's basically just a really, really good friend of mine, that we do a lot of filming with. I still don't understand the point with the shutter of 90. I cannot see in what frame they are shooting, but can we see it here? No. How many frames per second? But it's so unique to see how they have their own way of shooting, and it could be because of the cameras. Like, we use completely different cameras compared to these cinematic cameras, but I still need to do a test. Guys, remind me to do the test. I need to test the difference between the different shutters at 90, 120, and 180, because this is what they use in K-pop videos.
엄청 어렵다. 물려 나오는 그림이 감독님이 되게 잘하시는 거.
Wait, what? I didn't capture that at all. What did he say? Ah, okay. Isn't that Off-White? Why am I looking so much at brands lately? But it's nice. Really nice as well with contact lenses. I really love the idea that you, at the end of the day, we live in an era where, in case you just don't like anything about your body, you can literally change it. You don't like your hair, you can color it. You don't like your eye colors, you can change it. You don't like your facial structure, you can get an entire facial restructure done. It's amazing in what world we live in, actually. We should actually be happy about it, and yet it's so scary, no? One sec, so 60 FPS at a shutter of 90. I need to test this out for myself once. Maybe I'm going to do it after this review and just make a video about it. Would be interesting to know, but this is interesting. They're shooting 11 minutes. Even though they can shoot for 2 hours. Okay. Interesting. Wait, no, they have recorded for 2 hours. What does this mean? How much they can film still? Sorry, that's completely wrong what I said. And again, here as well, 48 at 90. See, they always keep that shutter at 90 and it causes this effect. And I like the effect, don't get me wrong. Maybe it's something that is very unique to the K-pop world, that they love that little bit of an extra blur to their videos. But I can't say 100%. So it's interesting for sure, though. Very nice. I didn't even remember in the video him having 2 eye colors, though. I don't know if they didn't pick it up good enough, but it's nice to see it here, though. It gives a little bit more of a praise, the key. Those extra details are very nice. Very nice. Someone was reminding me that this is as if he was part in the Joker scene, where the Joker was going on set, to do his live stream with Bill Murray. I thought it was a very interesting aspect of it, but I don't think they're really referencing here the Joker. Like, it could be, maybe they're going to talk about it now, but I just don't see the connection 100%. I do see the type of room that they get ready in, and this is how it looks like, but I don't see anything connected here to the Joker, per se. It's nice though, now that they're still using, from Shiny, all the different items of clothing. They share each other's passion so much. And it's not just the group, it's really the entire production houses and the people behind as well, that they still want to show small hints of, the connection between, Key and Shiny. Very, very nice and humble.
형은 그때 허리 들어가 있는 자켓 아니었어. 이렇게 돼 있지 않았냐?
It's a good voice, doesn't he, actually? Like, it's a very subtle voice, but it's nice. Did you hear that small laugh in the background? Like, I'm the same type of person that if I go anywhere, I just love touching things and see what is real, what is fake. And it's just interesting, to see how we're all, at the end of the day, not everyone one-to-one, but we all have these characteristics as humans, that connects us in these weird ways that some people like touching things. Like, I'm really exactly the same, just to see how does it feel, how can I interact with it. And it's good, let someone interact with the location. I mean, that's such a cool, what do you call it? A hidden treasure. I forgot the word right now, but I can't think of it at the moment. It's like I don't know what it is, but like it's a small little hidden treasure in the video, and then to say that this is Minho's jacket. I mean, that's so cool to say. Like, I would have never noticed it, but did any of you guys actually notice this? Tell me in the chat, because I for sure would have not known any of this. But it's a small little thing. Like, if you knew that this jacket belonged to Minho, that's impressive. Or the other one from Oh New. Okay, Imagine that all of this is handheld, by the way. That is impressive. I love that things are handheld. I think handheld shots are very organic. They feel really, there's this natural feel to it, a bit of a shake, a bit of a movement that that it doesn't feel too mechanical, too smooth, because too smooth is not nice either. And this is so much better. I love this production house. I wish I could really just work for them in the future, maybe. Does it work? I would have loved it if they just had that playing in the background. Always nice though, to get this fun on set. Always just relax the body. It's relax the mind. It's always important.
이게 랜덤이야. 터뜨리고 약간 엎어주면 되는데.
Very nice. Beautiful shot there. Let's actually analyze that together. You can really just see that golden ratio there. We have some information here with his legs, and then it goes back, and then the information here is his head. Key's head is that main part you want to look at. You want to really know how to balance a good shot, because without that balance, you lose your complete orientation. And here you can just say the focus is just purely key. And it also gives you enough time, to follow the eyes a little bit. You look around and the focus is still on key. Really, really well shot. Very balanced shot, even though there's a lot going on there. Don't get me wrong. It's not just a simple location. There's so much information here. We have the jacket, we have the mirror, the bed love, but it's really just focused on his head. Really, really nicely done here.
뮤직비디오는 두리번이 필수인 거. 지난날 단 번도 빠진 적이 없어.
It's interesting what he says though. Like, I don't know what he said is true or not. Like, I've not worked with music videos on this grade or anything like that, but when you think about it, like he just says, looking around in music videos, the person looking around like, wow, I don't know if this is a must, but I can imagine that somewhere in the background, they have this list of things that need to appear in a music video for it to become more or less successful, like looking around, staying amazed as if you're looking for something, an answer to something, whatever the answer is. And it might be true that what he's saying here is actually legit, because he says, I've done it in the past. Meaning most likely there is something like a list there, like a golden list maybe. Top 10 things to do in a music video list. I can't say, but it would be interesting to know that. If you worked in any productions like this, just tell me down below. I would love to know if there's a bit of a rinse and repeat thing going on when it comes to making music videos. Again, I'm exactly the same. That's why I'm smiling. When the phone is going, no matter where I'm in public, and if someone doesn't answer it, I'll be like, hello, hello. And yeah, I don't know. I feel silly as well. Good for Key, though. Damn, man. Relax with... That was a little bit... That looked a bit... as if he was trying, he was trying to look fierce, but it didn't come over as too fierce. Let's see what he does now. Like, it didn't really work for me, so I'm curious how he's going to do it. So I would have also asked for a second version here. 4, 3, 2, 1. So much better. So much better. Like it looks so much more, it fits his facial structure much more, because like I say, He has a very unique face. The moment when people start, even when I do photo shoots, you know, the moment people start pretending to smile, a pretend smile is never as good as a real smile. And a pretend smile is like when you go to camera and you go, or you just, you know, that weird smile. Minho, Key really has a unique facial expression, and that the first time when he did the fierce face with, you know, really biting his teeth, it didn't come over good. This is 1,000 times better, and I think this is also the shot that they went with. Look at it on camera even here. It just looks 1,000,000 times better from what we see. Really good job there, whoever did the directing there. Good eye on there. I would have done exactly the same. You know, the sad thing is that it might look as if they were filming only for an hour a day, but sometimes when you start filming, it can literally take days. I think the worst set, and I think I said this as well in some of my live streams and also in premieres, I think the worst one that I did that was for quite a big Korean company. That was funny. That was for a Korean promotion as well. Was we started filming in the morning already. We went to some locations and then we ended around 12 o'clock at night. I think we filmed for around 18 hours or so on the go. I was so motivated that even when we were done, I wasn't even tired yet. It's something that, you know, if you're really into it, you will really enjoy it. It's just amazing, no, in what world we live. Like, technology have changed so much. Like, to just put a camera, you don't even need a man to push it anymore. You can literally just let it all go autonomously, and you press a button, it will go slide over, capture key, and then hit something. You can see that it bumps against something because it's about to fall over a little bit. You see it, like the little jerk? Interesting. But it's amazing in what world we live here, and it's just fantastic. Damn, this is a long video though. But it's great. The more we see, the better. Again, remember at the beginning, we saw our limit at the beginning, like a few minutes ago. We saw a shutter of 48 frames per second and a shutter of 90. Now, if we go back a little bit, can we go back a little bit? Come on, be a little bit quicker. Just take my word for it. Now it says 48 frames per second and a shutter of 180. Very, very unique what is happening here. Beautiful shots though. Like, all of these shots are just great. Also very cool what we saw here. I don't know if you guys picked it up in the background. I was thinking to hold this kind of equipment is just expensive, and also to get these shots, you know, to all of a sudden swivel to the left or to right. You can see in the background, do you see this guy here? And I don't know if you see it, but you saw this thing moving in the background. This guy is basically wearing an entire body, what do you call it? Basically an exoskeleton that allows all the weight of the camera to be on the back of the on your back, and you can see that the pole is there, and then there's going to be a cable that's going to hang down holding all your equipment, and all the weight is going to be on your back. It's so much more comfortable rather than holding it in your arms, because your back muscles are much stronger than your biceps. It's just how it works, and it's nice to see this equipment. It's really expensive, but it's worth it. You know, you have to make sure that the people don't get pain in their arms because it hurts.
애티튜드를 다르게 해. 머리 스타일이 비슷해가지고. 뒤에만 별 모양으로 바꿔. 이렇게를.
I'm curious though, did she get it changed? No, she didn't get it changed. Even though maybe deep inside I would have imagined that Key was actually a little bit serious here when he was looking at her in an outfit. Like, maybe he saw something again, but I can imagine that if it's star-shaped, it would go away from the rest because that means everyone else also needs different glasses, so a little bit too much of a hassle. Very nice colors again. I love the color palette throughout this entire video. None of the colors are too harsh, and they're very, if you think about it again, we saw it also with that shiny video with Being Stars. What was that video called? That song. But it's, I think, their latest video. I forgot the name of the song now. It doesn't even matter, but you see all these classical colors that are very relevant to the 80s, to the 70s. We have these really strong yellows. People love these kind of colors back then, and also this type of glass. Very interesting with the aesthetics that they went with, because they really tried to make you sell as if you were watching a video from the 80s. Really good job here on that as well. The small details are just so important.
아니, 급하게 하려면 안 돼. 이렇게 해놓고 내가 나중에 천천히 수정한다니까.
I love the colors just. I love that Key just stands out so much more than compared to the rest of the dancers. And I'm not saying this because the dancers are not important. I'm purely saying this because you can just see the difference in, you know, in the positions on who is who. And I think that's so relevant, especially when you want to make Key look so much more important than the rest. You have to make him stand out. You have to make him the star that he has to be. And but he supports. You can see that in watching these videos that he also talks to the dancers. He has a good time with them. He's trying to relate to them, trying to understand what they do. He wants to build up a connection with them as well. It's not just as if I'm there, I'm the big guy. No, he's really a humble person. He worries about everyone. It's very nice. Question: if you had a bar near you and Key was performing like this, would you go or would you not go? And that's the question to you guys. Put it down in the chat as well. I want to know that.
So in Korean age, I was thinking there's probably have to be maybe 16. Yeah, that means I was 16.
See, again, it's nice, you know, to have this communication going on. The guy in the set, though, this American, whoever he is, the spokesperson, is he actually a real person? Like this guy, is he just an actor though, or does he actually have a relevancy to it? But I remember as well, every time when I went to an event and we had people like this, we either hired them or, yeah, of course we hired them, but to just have a talk with them to see who they are is always just great, just to get a little bit more of an ambition to say, where did you come from? What are you doing? Who are you? You know, it's nice to build up that connection. So I just didn't know that Key speaks this good English, actually. Like, it's actually very understandable, you know, compared to many other artists. And I'm not putting him down. I'm just really saying it's impressive that they are trying to still, you know, go outside of the market. So it's nice.
생각보단 넓어요. 생각보단. 스페이스 오디세이 생각도 나고.
I said this in my first video. I remember this. A lot of things that I saw in this video reminded me a little bit of Space Odyssey as well. And I even mentioned the song. So I guess correctly, I guess.
이것도 약간 이게 돼줘야 좀 이렇게 연출할 맛이 나거든.
You see, like I say, you need to keep stuff interactive so that it's fun to film, that you feel as if you are on set. Yeah, we know it's not a real spacecraft or a real shuttle or anything like that. We get that, but the idea of selling yourself that you can be playing with the objects is so much more important. And also, I already mentioned as well in the other video, I think it's fantastic that in the spacecraft we see no windows. They don't have to artificially add anything to it to make it look real or fake. I think this is so good because your focus is on Key and not on the fake CGI world that's going to be outside of this spacecraft, which exists, but we let our imagination do it, everything, you know? We let our imagination think what's on the outside. Man, I need to get myself a new iPhone as well. I need to get myself a better camera.
와우.
You see? It's just so much more fun to interact with things when you are acting because it's just the nature of our heads. It makes it everything look so much more realistic because it is real. Good job, Key. I don't know if the production, however, said this to him or he knows about it, but it's good that he still said it. Let me have a look here again. Okay, see, now we're back on a shutter of 90 and frames at 48. I still need to do that test.
네, 오케이입니다. 네, 오늘 키님 촬영 끝.
Good for him. It's even all wired up, actually. Like, I thought the buttons were actually just artificially placed there, but you can just see they even wired it all up to make sure that it works. Wow, that's so much effort into everything. I mean, just look at all the cables just to give it a bit of light. That's impressive. Wow. That's cool. Good for you, Key.
베이스 앨범 이후로 베이스는 정규였으니까 처음 나오는 저의 미니
Does anyone actually know what makes a full album and what makes a half an album? Isn't it like based on the amount of songs, if I'm not mistaken? I think a full album has like, what, 8 songs and a half one has 4 songs? Correct me if I'm wrong, by the way.
뮤직비디오 매드런 뮤직비디오 촬영이 끝났습니다.
Good for you, man.
생각한 것보다 잘 구현이 된 것 같고요. 스태프분들께서 진짜
Yep.
너무
You
많이
can really see it. They helped him a lot.
진짜 회의도 엄청 많이 해가면서 고생해서 드디어 이 날이 오네요. 춤도 엄청 많이 찍고
If anyone is interested, we're really talking about months, you know, of talking and making sure that everything is prepared. I mean, not only do the stages have to be built, that takes enough time as well, but we're really talking about a good 4, 5, 6 months, you know, from the beginning of planning to execution. And it takes a lot of time. So we need to really give credit to everyone, not only Key, but also the people behind the stage, because the moment this ended, you know, with the filming and everything, now they actually have to focus on the next videos that are going to come already.
잘 나왔습니다. 저는 제 할 일 다 했습니다.
We know.
이렇게 나오는 일만 남았어요. 잘 즐겨주시면 됩니다.
We enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? Key is asking. He hopes you enjoyed it. I think we did.
불태웠습니다. 저는 제가 좋아하는 컬처가 이 세상에 돌아올 날을 손꼽아 기다리고 있었습니다. 돌아와요. 유행은 돌고 돕니다. 그 세상이 드디어 왔네요. 감상 포인트는 그것입니다. 저의 취향의 집합체, 90s, 80s 컬처들의 저의 그 환상과 힘이 가득 펼친 그런 뮤직비디오였습니다. 그것이 배드러브가 아닌가 생각하면서
Oh man, I just paused it, completely hit the wrong point. But what I wanted to say is like, it's nice. You know, he tried to capture an era. He tried to capture a time era, which is just fantastic. Good for you, Key.
사랑해주세요.
We all showed you love, man. Even this font is just fantastic. I should really just print this out and, you know, put on clothing. Give it to you guys. What do you guys think? I love this type of roughness, you know, and that was a bit like the 80s. The 80s were a bit rough, you know. We didn't have everything modernized. Everything was done with hand. Everything was done with love, you know, and you can see what he's trying to capture. He really tried to capture that emotion. But guys, what do you actually think of the MV? And I'll be honest, I really love to see the behind the scenes. I thought it had some great points in it, and you can just learn a lot from, you know, whether you're a small filmmaker or a big one, you can just see how things are done. And once you see more and more videos, it's slowly becoming repetition. You have the sets, you have the filming, you have the artists, and they're filming their ideology. But what's very nice to see is just the human connection between Key and the production team. It's nice to see how they come from an idea and put it into reality. A lot of people sometimes misunderstand or have that misconception that to create a video like this might only take like a month or so, while in reality, while we're only watching an old MV that was just released, they're already working on this. For example, now that Bad Love is released, they're already starting to making the next song already. That's already in production with Key. And that is something you have to say is really humble work. It's a lot of our time. Just think about it. Half a year to create a music video. Just think about it. And we're just talking about the music video and the song. You only have, like, what's the average lifespan? 80 years old, let's say. That's 1 out of 180 of time that's wasted. Okay, wasted is maybe the wrong term. That's invested in making a production like this. For us, that's a lot of time. 1 of 180. Let's say if the approximate lifespan of humans is 80 years old. That's impressive, and that's a lot of time. And I really just appreciate the work that they put into it, because, hey, it's a lot of humble work. You have to be passionate about it. You cannot just jump around and hope for the best. You need experts. You need to listen. Even though you might be a director, you need to listen to the professionals of different areas. For example, lighting, the camera people, the set people, the clothing. Everything just has to fit perfectly. It's all about that communication to make sure that it all runs very smooth. And I had once a really weird experience where we had this was for a company, but we had a production. So they were what do you call it? They were also directing a video, and it was just terrible. This guy thought he knew it all, and it was really just frustrating to watch this guy do his work. And we were the client, so basically let's say I was Key, and this guy thought he knew it all as a director. We hired him as a director. That was okay. But the moment that I started saying, I think you're not using your equipment correctly, because you can do so much better or get much better shots if you do it like this, he became not the person that listened. He became the person that tried to tell me that I didn't know what I was doing, even though I'm doing this stuff since 2012. And though officially 2015, but you have to build yourself up. But it was just really a weird experience, and it's better to work with people that have a good ear rather than a big mouth. It makes everything so much easier. And you saw that with Bad Love. He gave everyone, and I'm talking about the project gave everyone the chance to talk. Everyone had a chance to say something and work their best and create something that was really cool, and it created a really good end product, which is the Bad Love MV. That could also be a cool song. Maybe he's gonna work on that song, Bad Luck. But I think it's gonna be a really good learning curve if you're just starting off with making our videos. Learn the basics. We talk about lighting, we talk about some camera aspects. I still have to think about why the shutter is like this in MVs like that, but that's something I need to experiment, and I also need to research. Once I have the answer, I will make a video and I will say I finally got the answer to it. And guys, what do you think of the behind the scenes? Do you enjoy it? Do you not enjoy it? I hope you're not sick of me talking. And again, this is unedited, so it's a little bit different than just, editing all the good parts. I want to keep it real with you guys. I'll be honest with what I like and what I don't like. Some of you guys might even ask, what is something you don't like about the MV? And in all honesty, I don't think there is anything that I could complain about. It really just has a unique style, and they tried to capture it, and everything just worked out very smoothly. And you can even see that with the behind the scenes. Everything just worked smoothly. Key put a lot of effort into it. The production team put a lot of effort into it. Everyone just worked hard in trying to create something that was really cool and really refreshing, especially in the K-pop world. I think this is a very unique style, and I just hope, Key actually stays in this environment. But yeah, thank you all for watching this premiere. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope the sound was actually okay, because I'm still working with a new microphone. I actually painted it all black now. I know it was black, but it was just a bit damaged. So I think it's all nice now. Got rid of all the silver. Looks a little bit more unified. But guys, thank you very much for watching. And if you did enjoy, like always, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. And of course, make sure to check out all the links down below. You have Patreon, you have Twitch. I am more live on Twitch because I can do stuff there that I cannot do here. But that is something that we can always talk about on Twitch if you want. But yeah, guys, thank you all for being there. You're all awesome. Thank you all for being so open-minded and saying what's on your head. I think that's very important. But for now, I am going to be out after 45 minutes. And I'll see you on the next video.